Hello, my name's Kieran. My earliest memory is, I'm not exactly sure what age I was. I think I was possibly between 4 or 5 years of age. Um, we used to live in a wee bungalow in the same estate that we live in at the minute, but it was up around the corner. But across the road was a man called Danny Morgan. He would always do stuff with the family in that area, so every day I would go over to his house and he had like antiques and stuff in his back garden, so I'd like mess about with them. So this one day I went over and I would always have honey. It's always honey, yeah. So I would go over and eat some of his honey, and then he would take me out the back and show me all his antiques and stuff. And this one day he was building a wall out of his back garden, so I asked him if I could help. Bear in mind I was 4 or 5 years of age. He was really nice and was just like, yeah, sure, help me mix the concrete. So I mixed the concrete with him, and then he actually let me build the wall. Possibly the worst wall you've ever seen in your life, but yeah, so I built it maybe about 4 bricks high. Literally, I think he took it down probably like a couple of days afterwards because it just wasn't stuck together at all. But it was great crack. Basically, I'd say that's basically my first memory, anyways.
Can you tell me the first memory you have of going to school?
The most vivid memory I have of going to school was actually whenever we went on a school trip. I think it was it was maybe P3. I think we went to Carnfunnock Park with the rest of the class, and there was one half of the day we went to the maze and walked around the maze. Everyone had left apart from me and my friend Paul, who couldn't find a way out of the maze, and ended up the teachers had to come and find us and walk us out, and then we were able to sit and have our packed lunches and stuff like that there, which was messy. And then there was pirate ships. As far as I can remember, there was pirate ships, massive big things that you could climb up on and play in, and that's basically what we did then for the rest of the day. Just like play about in this like big massive playground with like, well, it's probably actually not even that big now, but just whenever you think back on it, everything just seems huge. So these here massive big ships and like all these climbing frames and stuff like that air with these like water pistols and all that air on the ship. We played about in there for it seemed like forever, but it was probably only for like an hour or something. But so we played about in those there, and then we got the bus back. So that was basically my first school memory. It's not really exactly school, but it's a school trip.
Why do these memories stand out, do you think?
I'm honest to God not sure. I think the first one stands out just because Danny's always sort of been around the town, so I always see him about. So whenever I see him, I always sort of think back to that time. And the school one is I don't know. It's just one of those times, when you think this is, I must have thought at the time, this is so much fun. I'm always going to remember this day. So me playing away in the boats and stuff like that, I must have been like, oh, this is so much fun. Like, and then I've never been in a maze before since. So being in a maze was like best crack, and I've never been in a maze since. So that's probably another reason why it's vivid.
That's great. Thanks very much.
No bother.